average draft position risers and fallers, plus which player has been the most impressive in spring training thus far. Find out next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5, a podcast that gets you caught up fast on the fantasy news and advice that you need to know. Follow and stream us on Spotify and anywhere else podcasts are found. Today is Wednesday, March 10th. I am Frank Sample, joined by Chris Towers. And let's start off with one of the biggest risers over the past month. That is White Sox top prospect Andrew Vaughn, who has moved up about 60 spots and counting. The ADP is all the way up to 273. Chris, what are your thoughts on Andrew Vaughn, and how much do you think he moves up?
Yeah, the end counting part, keep counting, because I think he needs to move up another 60 to 70 spots. I've got him ranked 200th overall. He's like first baseman number 18 for me in roto formats, and I think he can move up even further than that, and I think he will by the time we're done drafting. We're kind of in a similar spot with him where we were with Pete Alonso going into the 2019 season, where it sounds like he's just kind of forcing the team's hand. They might prefer to keep him down for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month or two to start the season for contract reasons. But this is a White Sox team that wants to make it to the playoffs. They want to be a contender, and Andrew Vaughn might give them the best opportunity to do that if he's their starting DH. This is a guy who was the third overall pick in the 2019 draft out of University of California. And in his last two seasons there, he hit right around 390 with 38 home runs in 106 games. He had 104 walks to only 51 strikeouts. His strikeout to walk ratio in his brief minor league career is 30 to 38, so still very good. He could be someone who hits for power, hits for average, could be a legitimate 4-category contributor even as a rookie. There are reasons to get excited and draft him in the top 200.
Get excited about Andrew Vaughn. Let's talk about some players that are falling right now, and two mid-round starting pitchers in Zach Plesac and Max Fried. Both have dipped about a round in ADP, and that's pretty significant when you talk about players going inside the top 100 picks. They've dropped to right around ADP 75, which is the 7th round of a 12-team league. So, Chris, what do you think about both Plesac and Max Fried? Do you agree with this drop?
I don't agree with this drop only because I think they need to drop further. I'm not going to draft either one of these guys if I have to pick them inside of the top 100. In Fried's case, he did show the ability to get some strikeouts in 2019, but that really declined in 2020. And I think when you look at his skill set, he's probably not a great control guy. He's not a great strikeout guy. He does get a lot of ground balls. It's not a particularly exciting profile. And Plesac, I mean, last year he was going right around 400th overall. He made 8 starts last season against 5 different teams. And all of a sudden he's a top 75 pick. He's falling to the top 75. I'm very skeptical about both of these guys. I have them both outside of the top 110 on draft day.
Chris, Joey Gallo has been one of the most impressive players in spring thus far. He's hit 5 home runs. That's what we normally expect, but apparently he's changed up his batting stance, and he's going much later in ADP this year versus last year. What have you seen from Joey Gallo?
Joey Gallo. I'm very excited about Joey Gallo. I love anyone who can hit 50 home runs. He's going to strike out a bunch. We know that. We know he's going to walk a bunch, and we know he's going to hit for a ton of power. Last season, he got a little too fly ball happy, and he is not a guy who needs to sell out for power. He's got, potentially top 2 or 3 raw power in baseball. And so the swing changes that he's talked about are more about hitting more line drives, fewer fly balls, and that should help him keep the batting average hopefully in the 230 to 245 range. And if he can do that and hit 45 to 50 home runs, there is a lot to like about Joey Gallo.
And Chris is being attacked by his cat, which, of course, we love to see here on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Joey Gallo's ADP, according to Fantasy Pros, is all the way down at 134.2. Last
Love
year,
that value.
that was 86.1. So you are getting Joey Gallo at a great value right now. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to Fantasy Baseball Today on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. This is your audio outlet for fantasy news and advice in just 5 minutes. If you enjoyed the pod, please leave a 5-star review on Apple. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.